This episode is brought to you by Stouffer's. Here comes 3-time juggling champion Natalia Rogers. She's juggling law school, her TA job. Oh, narrowly catches the laundry. What's that fourth ball? Parents unexpectedly showed up at dinner time? Is that too much for Natalia? Not with Stouffer's Chicken Alfredo and its mouth-watering mix of Asiago, Romano, and Parmesan. When you're juggling 4 things at once and the clock strikes dinner, think Stouffer's.
Hello.
Hi. How you doing?
I'm
That was
good.
weird. How you doing?
How good doing? Good doing. Good. Oh my God, it's like the kids who could speak, what is it, Pig Latin?
Yeah, I never understood that. I always thought they were lying anyway.
Me too. And they're like, it's really easy to learn. And I
Yeah,
was like,
that's what they would always say. But
I'm
like, I was like, okay, then teach me. Can't teach you. That's why I think they were lying.
yeah, I'm just like, I think you're just saying the words and then just like adding
With
random
some letters at the bottom,
Yeah.
at the end. Yeah.
and like it doesn't ever sound consistent. And so it's like, no, you
No.
just like do this and this. I'm like,
Mm.
not really, Pied. I think you're just trying to look cooler than other people.
Yeah. And honestly, you don't.
No, especially when the kids like it'd be like, how many people speak more than one language? And it's like, I speak English and Pig Latin, and I was like, okay, stop.
Please.
Don't
No.
disrespect other fully fleshed languages by
Right.
saying Pig Latin is one of them.
No. Like, no, please don't. That's like saying a doctor speaks another language because they're speaking Latin when they're doing medical terms.
Yeah, it's like saying that
They don't raise their hand and say, yes, I speak Latin. No.
It's very much giving, do we have a doctor on this flight? Raising your hand. I do, in fact, have a PhD in
Mhm.
breakdancing. My name is
Right.
Raygun.
We said we were never bringing her up ever again.
Mott's
Look
brought her
at
up
you.
yesterday and reminded me that she has a PhD. And I was like,
Mhm.
damn, you're right.
Yeah. But
Do you think she'd raise her hand if someone asked for a doctor on the flight?
yes,
Me too.
I'm convinced she would.
Mm-hmm. Checks out. Well, welcome back to Don't Blame Me, a podcast where we give you wonderful, amazing, life-changing advice. We also, like you just heard, talk some shit. We gossip, talk about our personal lives, and then we do the best part. We talk about your personal lives. But
Mhm.
it's solicited, okay? You get to hear other people's gossip, hear other people's drama. Sometimes we help them. Sometimes we're
Most
just
of the
aghast.
time.
You're right. Actually, that's,
Yeah.
overwhelmingly.
You-
Overwhelmingly, we do our very best to try and help them.
Mhm.
We can't guarantee that people will take our advice, but we can give it with the hopes that they do. And sometimes they give us updates. I will say most often we get updates of saying, I heard all of your advice. It was great. I ignored it. And this is what happened. And I probably shouldn't have ignored it. And it's okay. Sometimes it takes a little while to like, what the right thing to do and the thing you want to do is not always the same.
I think accepting it, like admitting that you didn't do it is the first step to realizing that I should have done it. And then you take it into consideration for the next time.
Life is a journey. It's a highway
And I want to ride it.
all night long.
Mm-hmm.
They're really bad live now. It's the Trump curse. Do you hear that?
Yeah.
To be fair, if I am on a road trip, which I inevitably will sing every single song in Rascal Flatts' discography, by the time I'm done, I'm hoarse. I don't think those are sustainable songs to sing in general.
I think they are. If you are somebody that's a trained musician who is getting paid to do this, I think they should be sustainable for you. And if they're not, then you need to drop it down an octave, like Brandy has done with some of her music because she says it's too high now.
Well, if you want to call in and get some advice from us, you can leave us a voicemail at 310-694-0976. International listeners, you can send us an audio message at meghanpodcast@gmail.com. You can also just type out one to that same email address. I will say the easiest thing to do is our form. We have that listed in the show notes and on our socials, and it will prompt you with the information that we need in order for us to give you some advice on the podcast. But for all of them, audio versions under 3 minutes, written versions under 300 words, and we'll do our best.
With
You know?
what we got, speaking of Mariah Carey, I'm doing the best with what I got. Oh! It's one of my
Spot
favorite
on.
quotes. Thank you.
Absolute uncanny. Absolutely uncanny.
Oh, I adore that woman.
Me too.
Are you going to watch the Tyra Banks documentary? for America's Next Top Model?
Well, so what it's revealing to me in the information that I have gained so far is that despite the fact that I was not allowed to, like, watch TV and, like, entertain, like, any of, like, media of stuff like that for so long, that I thought that I was, like, I don't know, stunted. But now I'm wondering if it was maybe just, like, also not even long enough, because the fact that I watched that in, like, middle school, and the way that they're talking about, like, certain things, that I'm like, oh, not how I interpret it because I was a teenager. Like, that's actually, like, really fucked up. That, like, I'm not giving myself or anyone else, like, grief for, like, watching it and, like, not knowing or not catching it. But I'm like, they had to have known that that was, like, their main demographic. Like, when you look, but at the same,
Yes.
that I'm just
I
like,
mean, most of the contestants were 20 and younger, so yes.
yeah. And it was just like, it's just so crazy to think that, like, especially with, like, the Shandy stuff, like, not how it came across on TV to a teen, like, I was probably, like, 12, 13, like, a child me. I'm like, it's just, like, so fucking sad. But I do low-key want to watch it. I have heard that, like, someone said that the way Tyra acts in it is as if, like, she's unfamiliar with that poor woman who made these contestants do all of these things. And then they're like, okay, so that in fact actually was you. And she's like, I don't even know that woman. And I was like, okay. But and so also I saw someone else make a really great point that, like, she was weighing the outcomes and, like, the boundaries being pushed, if that's how people want to describe it, of the show, and, like, the problematic nature of it. She was weighing that against, like, the industry, and so it was never as bad as what she had gone through in the industry, but she wanted to, like, get closer to having extreme situations like that to, like, prepare the girls for, or have it be more realistic. But it's like, but we're not in that industry, so, like, this isn't compared to anything to the viewers or to the women who are participating in the show.
Yeah, I won't be watching, and for one reason only, and that's because Avia, who is the kindest person, never says anything bad about anybody, said there's something wrong with Tyra Banks.
Well, the thing that I want to know is, like, we already knew that. Is it a different kind of thing?
It's a different kind.
Okay.
And also, Avia didn't know that she had a talk show, and I was like, how do you not know that?
Oh, so Avia actually didn't know that Tyra Banks was not all right?
She
because
watched
she should have known.
She watched all of Top Model, though.
Oh, I just mean that, like, if you went through Top Model being like, this is all perfectly, like, normal, copacetic, and then you have seen Tyra Banks fake her medical event on her talk show, that's when the other shoe should have dropped. But damn.
Yeah.
It just doesn't seem, I don't know, like, I'm aware that it was problematic. I'm not defending it. I never have defended it. So, like, I just don't necessarily know that I need to, like, I don't know. I'm just not that, like, interested necessarily in it. I wonder what the women who participated in it got.
A lot of them are speaking out, and they are not happy.
No, totally. But, like, if they feel happy with how the show or the documentary came out.
A lot of them are speaking out, and they're saying this is what it
that's
was.
Good.
Yeah.
I didn't know
it's
if it was
realistic.
more from her perspective.
But it's also an ad because she dropped at the end that there's going to be a new season.
Yes, that's what I thought. I was like, I thought that, like, has a heavy hand in this.
I just think that she,
Any
you know
press is
how
good press.
how she works, and
Yeah.
I think she doesn't see anything wrong with anything that she
Yeah.
does ever.
Yeah. And it's a way that some people choose to live their life.
Yeah.
And that, I will say in itself, is a skill.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a capability that I have.
Somebody that was going to have a model theme park and currently has
Hot ice cream.
sent themselves to Australia to live to have Smy's hot ice cream. No, I'm sorry. Hot Smy's cream.
Sorry, you're right.
Apologies. Yeah. And she just gets pushed around in a cart a lot of places. I see her in the background of people's TikToks, and they're like, I think that's Tyra Banks.
Mm-hmm. She's doing exactly what she wants to do.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, I think that people wanted the public to know about the how this show really was for people who like might not have like had the like might not have like clicked for them. But I don't think they're looking for her to take any like accountability or responsibility. I think the public wants her to, and I'm like, I don't think you're familiar.
That's not who she is.
No. She's also a character performance.
Let's take a break.
We're back. Should we get into our first little bit of it? We actually have an update from...
But it's like not an update.
No, it's also like clarifying. So for anybody else who had questions, this is the Italian dater, not the Italian who is dating, the person who is dating Italians and has accidentally exclusively become a Italisexual, like only like specifically and only dating Italians unintentionally.
Mm-hmm.
So they say, not an update yet, just to answer some of your questions from the call. Thank God. I am the caller who dated an Italian who moved to Italy and immediately started dating a different Italian. To answer your questions, I'm in Europe, so Italy is a 2.5-hour plane ride away, but there are not a lot of Italians here at all. Honestly, I have only met the two, but I wasn't specifically looking. First guy definitely actually left for Italy because I follow him on Instagram, so I do think he's not on Tinder, seeing the distance hasn't changed. I had sex with a new guy on Valentine's Day. Okay, by the way, that is such a fucking commitment. Like, that, sex on Valentine's Day. And I'm pretty much over the first guy. I did almost call the new guy by the first guy's name, though, which would have been messy as fuck, because both their names are very Italian. Just picturing just the Ninja Turtle names. They have completely different personalities and definitely don't know each other. My question was more about, am I ruining the possibility of the first guy coming back by making him feel replaceable and fetishized? But I'm over it, so it's not important. I'm manifesting the first guy maybe coming back in June once the new guy leaves. I swear I don't have an Italian fetish. They love me, though.
Well,
hey, Melissa can relate to that last line.
I can relate to that last part. When I went to Italy, but I was specifically in Italy. Yeah. They did love me. Let's take this line by line.
Wait, can we talk about how every time I've seen a black girl on TikTok being like, should I go to Italy? I'm concerned. I will see you in the comments saying, if you're ready for the experience, you should go.
Look, I haven't been on TikTok since December, so those are old
this was
comments.
months ago. But I think I saw it on 2 different TikTok that I was going to send to you to being like, hey, give her some advice. And I opened the comments and I go, she's already given the advice.
Yeah. But, some people are saying that they're having racist experiences, so I want to validate those too. But that wasn't my experience. I walked around Italy perfectly fine. Like, people were very nice, but I can understand. And it might be what area you're into,
Totally.
But not my experience.
No, you wanted to make sure that this person had the other side. Because also at the same time, if you're not looking for that kind of attention, sexually.
I wasn't.
No.
I was with my mother.
That's what I'm saying. So, like, it's not equivalent, nowhere near as racism, but it's also like, are you in the right mindset or are you in the right group to be having those kinds of comments or advances on you? If that's the vibe, you should just know it could possibly happen.
Yes. So you're in Europe, but a 2.5-hour plane ride away.
Without a lot of Italians.
Let us know that type of information up front.
Yeah.
We just assume people are American because that's what we are.
Totally. That's our selfish American in us. And also people from Europe love to say that they're from Europe to Americans.
They do.
So, like, I always just assume unless you tell me you're from Europe or Canada that you're not. But I would also like to know, how is it that you're only 2.5 hours? I guess, like, I really just don't understand that about Europe. Like, it's so much more ethnically homogenous. Is that not racially homogenous, but more ethnically homogenous within their countries that, like, we are. There's a reason why they call America a melting pot. So I'm like 2.5 hours away from Italy, and there's like, you've only ever met 2 Italians there? Like, that to me is like more sounds more wilder than like here you can meet people from like every which way.
Yeah. Like, we have neighborhoods designated within our larger cities that are different ethnicities. So it's interesting, but that's
totally.
I get it because people come here usually like quote unquote looking for a better life if they're immigrants, and it would make sense if they're there and they don't need to move around.
Yeah, but it also, then I can understand the worries about fetishization of it a bit more if, like, again, like, it's more ethnically homogenous countries or areas specifically.
Especially when the only two people that are Italians that you have met are the two guys that you've hooked up with.
Because, like, statistically, like, that is, in fact, that's 100% of the time.
Yes.
In your country, there are two Italians, and you have hooked up with both of them.
Mm-hmm. And you weren't looking for them, so you say. But, you know, maybe there were things within your dating profile that were...
Oh, yeah, what about you gives off, I like Italians?
Mm-hmm.
You know? Like, ask yourself, why am I exclusively dating Italians? Why are the Italians dating me?
Right.
It's pretty deep.
Just like she was on Valentine's Day.
Hey! I have to know, when you said that you almost said the wrong name, they're both very Italian. Are they similar whatsoever, or are they both just, like, very Italian?
I don't know if the last time you gave us fake names, but the names that you gave us were...
Anthony? I always have to assume there's an Anthony.
Antonio, so close.
Yeah.
And Mateo.
If those are their real names, which, by the way, I low-key would love if you just, like, dropped the real names.
Mm-hmm.
Those are, like, so not similar. So, like, getting those mixed up, I'd be like,
They both have O's at the end, and she was reaching her O.
Mateo,
so.
Antonio. Oh, you know what? You're right. As someone who mixes up all the Jimmies, I think that that's, like, a fair...
Yeah.
That's a fair slip-up. But I'm glad you didn't do it.
Me too. But... You're still thinking about the other guy. You say you're over him, but you're still thinking about him while you're having sex with a new guy. And you're also like, okay, revolving door. One leaves, the other one's coming back. So you're not really over him.
No, you're not. But this guy's also temporary. And here's the thing. You can always gaslight. You can always, like, turn it back on. If he's like, whoa, you dated another Italian, and be like, cool, show me pictures of every other girl you've dated. And then do your very best to find similarities. Play a spot the difference game. Pictures of you and the exes. And sometimes maybe you have to, you know, maybe you're Scandinavian or maybe you're Swedish and they're Danish. And you put aside any differences you might have and you instead go, wow, we're basically the same.
Right.
Wow. Now, do you have a fetish for us and our incredible success at the Winter Olympics? Are you just dating me because together our children might take the podium for the bobsled?
I didn't know where we were going with this.
Our children might take what?
I was like, are we trying to make some blonde hair, blue-eyed children everywhere?
No,
I didn't know where we were going.
Hey, you already know that part of my DNA is fucked, and I'm sure where all of my issues come from is that inbred fucking adult blonde DNA. Yikes. No, I'm talking about, by the way, Italy's been doing, because it's also their home country, where they're hosting the Olympics this year. They're doing very well in a lot of these icy sports. And I'm like, if you got together with the only one who's like an even bigger competitor, which is like some of the Scandinavian countries, you've an unstoppable luger, speed skater. Well, if you're Dutch, you could have a combo. Italian and Dutch. Have you watched any of the speed skating?
I haven't watched any of it. I told you last week. It's cold. Okay. I'm
Melisa,
literally cold right now.
The absolute dump trucks on these speed skaters.
I have seen TikToks of them just standing.
Holy shit.
Where people are talking about their asses. I have seen those.
Mats was like, I don't want to sound creepy.
And when I say TikToks, I say
Reels.
What has been brought over from TikTok to Twitter.
Okay, yeah. But Mats was like, I don't want to sound creepy. And I go, oh, no. And he didn't even finish the sentence. And I said, those asses? Like, those are the absolute... And I'm at this point of being like, okay, when someone has a smaller butt who's taller, I'm like, I don't know. I think you might have those longer limbs, but I think just the sheer size of the muscle on the rear end of that one is getting them so much farther. Like every single one of them shelves. Yeah. It's crazy. Like if I was going to like market something, I would be like an Instagram fitness influencer who's like, you want to get the butts from this? This is how they train. Here's how you do it.
Yeah.
Wow.
You do in the summer months, you do baseball training. In the winter months, you do skating training.
Exactly. I will say the US is crushing it with the spandex outfits. Everyone looks like Frozone or a member of the Avengers, which to me is the exact aesthetic that I want. Like, if you're going to have to wear an entire, like, spandex full body suit that also covers your head and then you have a helmet on, you should look like a superhero. And they do. It's pretty good.
Keep us updated because I want to know, let's say that things start fizzling because June is still a long ways away. And things start fizzling with this guy. Let me know who the next guy is that you start hooking up with.
The way that if you have any desire to get back with the original guy, it cannot be an Italian. Like, go
I
for
just want to
something
see what naturally happens.
Just like go a
We need
little
a story.
Go to pick another coastal in the region. Something else. Something for your defense mechanism to rely on.
I want to hear the story.
Me too.
All right, we're going to take another break. When we get back, we're going to chat some more.
Why do most of us want to learn a new language? It's probably not, especially in my case, about memorizing grammar tables or topping a leaderboard. Melissa likes to win, though.
I do like to win, but when it comes to real-world learning for languages, it's more important to put it in practice than it is to win to me.
Oh, that's deep. And hey, you know how we get there? Babbel gets us there fast.
Learning a language with Babbel is all about small steps, big wins, and progress you can actually track and feel. And I like to track and feel in the same way that I like to track and field because I like to run.
And she's good at running.
Mm-hmm.
Now, for me, what I love about Babbel is they're bite-sized lessons. They fit easily into your daily routine, and they are also easy to, say it with me, everyone, remember. And as someone who has a hard time remembering, that makes it so much more attainable to me. And just 10 minutes a day is enough to start seeing real results.
I take what I learned from Babbel and use it in my everyday life. I've been working on strengthening my Spanish, and then also I do a lot of international work, and so I've been learning phrases so that I can communicate with my team leaders more.
I recently went on a trip to Colombia, and it reminded me, boy, oh boy, girl, you cannot be continuing to coast on your middle school and high school Spanish. And I find I'm so much more comfortable reading in Spanish and understanding, but not so much speaking. But with Babbel, it's getting me more comfortable speaking, but especially more confident.
Babbel has over 25 million subscriptions sold worldwide, and with 14 languages to choose from, every course comes with a 20-day money-back guarantee.
Here's a special limited-time deal for our listeners. Right now, get up to 55% off your Babbel subscription at babbel.com/don't blame me.
Get 55% off at babbel.com/don't blame me, spelled BABBEL.com/don't blame me.
Rules and restrictions may apply.
This podcast is brought to you by Carvana. Selling your car shouldn't feel like a second job. It should feel easy. With Carvana, it is. Just visit Carvana.com, enter your license plate or VIN, answer a few quick questions, and get an offer in minutes. Like what you see? We'll pick it up right from your door and hand you your check. No haggling, no hassle, no problem. Car selling made easy on Carvana. Pickup fees may apply.
Woohoo. We are back, and I need to bring up another television thing that I don't think that you have seen yet.
Probably not.
I don't know how it's
going
to get to Reels. I haven't watched this TV show
I
either.
haven't been on Reels. It's Twitter.
Okay. But you know what? I actually have better faith in Twitter, having covered this. Married at First Sight, Australia.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I won't be watching that. I don't like... I used to be such a reality TV show buff, but the pandemic changed me because now I can't deal with other people's drama anymore. It was because I was isolated and I can't do it anymore.
Yep. It's no longer entertaining. It's just like, I have my own shit to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to deal with yours. So I have never been into this show because I find it, I can't even watch Love is Blind. I get such intense secondhand embarrassment for this because like there's only two kinds of people who join this show, and there are only two kinds of people whose like friends and family let them join a show like that. It is people who like the people in their life do not think highly of them and think this is like the only option they have, which I think is like really fucked up and insulting, and you're kind of setting this person up to be in a clearly contrived situation that's intended to like push them to the brink for other people's entertainment. It's like I kind of think that's fucked up. Or you are just like clout hungry fame goblin and like people in your life are like, yeah, I love that. And then you are just like behaving badly on purpose for attention. And then the issue is no matter what on these shows, there'll be both kinds of people. So there are people who like are seen as like absolute underdogs by everyone in their life and completely underestimated. And it's like, this is the last hope that you have. And then you have people who are there just to be evil and like be like get screen time and all that. And then they're interacting with each other, which I'm like, that's just fucked up. But there was this woman who, and I saw these clips and now my entire feed is just Australians talking about this. Like I'm fully on Australian TikTok. This woman is like screaming at the other girl from across the table, like mimicking her face, like how she speaks, all of these things. And she was like, I'm done. I don't want to be bullied by you. She goes, bully? I'm not. And like screaming. And then she just keeps trying to get her attention. Long ass table, like Last Supper table. And she's at the full other end. And she keeps saying her name over and over and over again, trying to get her attention so she can continue to berate her. It is. And she blamed it on the fact that like she got like drunk. A lot of her comments were also racially motivated towards the one woman who is married? I don't really know the premise of the show. Married at first sight. So then they're already married, right? Okay, so her husband, who's black, and he's the only interracial couple. All of them are, I don't know if all the women participating in this conversation were white, and she's the only one married to a black guy, and lots of racially motivated comments from this. And she just, then, here's the kicker. Apparently, she like left the show, like right after that, like not, like during filming, like left the show. And like left the guy who she was with who was heartbroken, which I was like, that's crazy because like this woman is like I don't know that I've ever seen someone like more evil on reality TV, and like there's just nothing redeeming or like no one could interpret this as like this is fun and entertaining. Like none of these people deserve what you're lashing out at them. And it was revealed, I guess, that she left the show and broke up with her guy because she had sex with her ex-boyfriend the day before joining the show and is now pregnant with his child.
So was she hormonal while she was having this fight?
And so she blames it on being wasted. And I was like,
please tell me you weren't drinking.
So did we know we were pregnant?
Right.
Did we not know we were pregnant? Were we drinking? Were we not drinking? Like, it was just like, absolutely. Because I was like, oh my God, this woman is... And then I look it up and I go, oh, whoa. And that was like her last hurrah. And then she left. And now, like, the Australian tabloids are, like, following her around everywhere, like, talking about how she's going to have this baby. And I'm like, what?
Interesting. So did she get back with the eggs?
I guess. Which you can tell what camp she falls into of people who are on this TV show.
Yeah, but I think she's there for the attention. But, like, if you're there for the attention, write out the baby on there.
That's what I'm like, did you not know?
Right. Think about maybe she didn't know and needed time to process off camera to come up with her next game plan. But think about, like, if you are pregnant by somebody else on the show, how much drama that can bring to the show.
Totally. And also, like...
Actually, somebody should fake that one time.
Don't they do pregnancy like
they do blood panel works because they want to check to make sure if anybody has any diseases that can be transmitted.
Yeah.
So maybe they told her on the show.
I don't know. And now I'm like, I gotta get a VPN so I can like watch this as it's unfolding live. Like it's wild. And again, there's just something I love. It's the same reason why I love Love Island. There's something I love about countries who are like, wow, could never be like America. When I watch their reality shows and I go, you could be like America. Like you know what? We're all the same deep down on this. Like we all have these kinds of people on TV shows. We all have this. And when they're like, oh my God, I can't believe that, like, I don't this is such a classic American thing. And I'm like, you know what? These were Australians. And the same thing with the current season of Love Island, that they have a girl in there who's just like will not stop yelling at everybody. And we had that last year. And I was like, oh,
and what
you guys,
country is it?
It's UK Love Island right now.
I've heard nothing about it.
It's All Stars.
Interesting. Oh, okay.
So it's not like the bigger. This I would say is probably the biggest season of All Stars. But like I wasn't watching it yet because I also didn't know who all was going to come in. And now I'm like, oh, I'm actually a little more interested. And there's one girl who just like nonstop is yelling at everybody and like bullying everyone. And is just like, being mean. And I was like, see, you guys can do it too. You can do it too. And I'm not entertained by that lady, but I am entertained because they have a guy on there who he's the most confrontational. And so his girl is just like, we don't need to fight with her. And he goes, I will fight with her. And he's like completely like, he's going like gloves off with her. And he goes, just because you yell doesn't mean you're right. And everyone's like, ooh, damn.
I'm saying this as somebody that does not watch Love Island at all, but Olandria has been eating everybody up. And I know you were team her from the very beginning and told me that I should watch it just for her.
Yep.
And I still will not ever watch it. But I respect the fact that I know who she is.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Outside of me.
Yeah. I don't know who any of these other people are, except for maybe the little short one. His feet were swinging.
Yeah. Do you want me to tell you the name?
And then OBJ's brother.
Cordell.
Yeah. I know those people by face.
Mm-hmm.
And her man, Nick. But I like the way that she's going everywhere. Everybody is like taking pictures with her. The way that designers are putting their clothes on her. I can't help but like be an onlooker, just proud of what she's doing.
It's literally like she's getting all of these amazing fashion gigs. Everybody wants to dress her. And then when she's got the free time, her other thing is that she's just in like the DMs of different colleges being like, would love to come speak about the importance of higher education. And like does that like all the time. Like it'll be like photo shoot, seminar about higher education and how we can increase literacy. And I was like, you are fucking epic. Like she's just like my dream is to like have all like create scholarships and do all these things. Like college did so much for me. And like she's huge like at her the school that she went to. They're obsessed with her and she's obviously obsessed with them, but like she's just in the comments of like people on TikTok being like, God, I really don't want to study for this test. Like she's like Malalaing, being like, you can study for this test, you can do this. And I was like, you are all that and you're gorgeous. Gorgeous. Yeah. And I'm upset. And that makes me so happy to hear. I know. She's unfucking real. Like she is just truly unreal. And like people will not stop talking about her because like she's just like there's just something about her that people are obsessed with her or they're obsessed with pretending that they're not obsessed with her. And I'm like, at the end of the day, you're all still obsessed. Because look at her. I love her. I love her so much.
Beauty and brains.
Exactly. And there's just some videos of them at the club and they're, dancing with each other and she commented on them being like, this is AI. And I'm like, we're like, Olandria, this is not AI. But she's like, this is not, I don't know who these people are. I'm like, you are funny. And she's also really funny. Ugh, I love her to death.
All right, we're going to take another break. When we get back, we'll get into some advice.
This episode is brought to you by Redfin. You're listening to a podcast, which means you're probably multitasking. Maybe even scrolling home listings on Redfin, saving homes without expecting to get them. But Redfin isn't just built for endless browsing. It's built to help you find and own a home. With agents who close twice as many deals, when you find the one, you've got a real shot at getting it. Get started at redfin.com. Own the dream.
The world moves fast. Your workday, even faster. Pitching products, drafting reports, analyzing data. Microsoft 365 Copilot is your AI assistant for work. Built into Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and other Microsoft 365 apps you use. Helping you quickly write, analyze, create, and summarize. So you can cut through clutter and clear a path to your best work. Learn more at Microsoft.com/M365 Copilot.
How old were you when you realized you were the son of a president?
I don't think anyone's ever asked me that before.
FX's Love Story. John F. Kennedy Jr. and Carolyn Bessette.
I didn't think I could love someone like this until you.
From executive producer Ryan Murphy.
It's not a question of if I want to spend the rest of my life with you. It's if I'm cut out to be Mrs. JFK Jr.
FX's love story, John F. Kennedy Jr. and Carolyn Bessette. Watch now on FX, Hulu, and Hulu on Disney Plus for bundle subscribers.
We're back. You know what would be a nice time, like a rainy day movie vibe? The
What?
Haunted Mansion.
Never seen it.
I recently rewatched it, and
Like the
I do
new
want to
one?
watch the new one. No, I've never seen the new one. The old one is like I love that movie growing up, like loved. So I do want to watch the new one though. It sounds like the new one's like scarier,
It didn't do well.
which irrelevant to me.
True.
Like I'm gonna watch the live action Mulan as well because I was like that just got swept under the radar.
I heard that is actually just good.
Me
It's
too.
just because it came out during the pandemic.
That it just did not get the rollout it was supposed to.
Mhm.
But yeah, I've heard it was really good. I want to watch that too.
All right, let's get into telling some advice. Hi, Eminem. I'm calling to see if you or listeners have any advice for me and boyfriend 26 about spending time together when our schedules don't align, / staying and feeling connected when we can't see each other for long periods of time. Also, the writer is 28, she, her. We've been dating for 6 years and have similar work schedules for most of our relationship. We live rent-free with respective parental figures, my parents, his grandparents, while we save for a home together. He just got his forever job working in a factory. He's likely to stay there until retirement. He plans to take advantage of the trade school training offered, which would eventually take him off quote-unquote line work. Picture blue-collar typish work. His job, unless he can bid for a full-time on 1 or 2 shifts, line or trade, will be a 2-week swing on all 3. Too many numbers.
I know. I'm like, okay.
This would consist of days 7 to 3, afternoons 3 to 11, and midnights 11 to 7. He can also work 7 days a week, but usually works Monday to Saturday. We usually see each other for a few hours at midnights, try to have lunch together on afternoons and days we see each other most often. I work from home full-time with occasional in-office days, so polar opposite. My hours are consistent for the most part, 8 to 5 / 9 to 5 Monday to Friday. I'm also in school part-time, mostly online classes or one night on campus. In overarching fashion, I also have chronic pain / chronic illness things going on. I've had periods in our relationship where I could barely get out of bed, and other times where I can dance all night at a concert. Things can be very up and down and changes day to day, hour to hour. Do either you or listeners out there have experience staying connected when you can't see your partner for weeks at a time? My question is, how long are you going to be in school for? Because
Yeah.
I think that would free up later down the road, would free up some hours that you could have some overlapping time. Also, like, if you can't physically be together, can you FaceTime each other when one of you are on a break? Are you okay with texting? Are you okay once you're done with school to shift your schedule? If he has something that's more concrete, is yours something that you can be flexible with, especially if it's work from home? Do you have to work within those hours that you're given, or there's some flexibility on that?
Yeah. I think I've got multiple questions. One is you said that you guys are living with respective parental figures until you can save enough money to buy a house. What's the timeline for that? Because I will say it will feel different to when you are in a house you own together with him and the brunt of the household labor is on you for those weeks, especially like with a chronic illness aspect. So like I think that like there's a conversation to be had before you move in together to be like, okay, cool. So this is like, he's going to be making a lot of money. Great. So let's make sure that we set aside money to have, cleaners to come to the house, something. So it's not just that like, because I worry about like when he's working when anyone has a job that is either A, manual labor, or B, requires the person to work like really long hours or overnights, when they are done with their job and they have like a break from that, oftentimes it is usually not what they want to do is like household maintenance and like that kind of stuff, but it's still not your responsibility because you don't work those hours. Like it's not like a trade-off, but in general, that's something where I think like really focusing on making sure that you outsource those things that you can, because you do want your quality time to be spent together to be quality, to not just be like, okay, here's what we have to catch up on. Here's all of these other kinds of things, and like not feeling like you are essentially abandoned for like weeks at a time. Because I think it's one thing about wanting to like stay close, but it's another thing about not wanting to resent your partner and like not wanting to resent them for being gone for so long. And like it's a great opportunity and a great job, but it's also not the only job there is. So like it can feel sometimes that resentment can build with that. And it surprisingly, I think like you might be thinking that once you live together, because I don't think from what you told us, I don't think he's like leaving. I think he would be coming home to that, sleeping at the house. And even if he wasn't though, but like it will feel lonely because you can't talk to him right now while you live with your parents. It's going to feel even lonelier when you're in an empty house and he's not there.
I do want to just clarify. She said saving for a home, it might not necessarily be buying a house. It might just be saving for an apartment together too.
Yeah.
Which
I just
may
mean
be
like
short, maybe a shorter term than saving for a house.
yeah, just something where it's like you're understanding that like because you'll be able to sleep in the same bed together every night does not negate that you'll probably feel more lonely during the day. You'll feel more lonely because you're not around other people. The other thing I would say is like, how do you feel about like, this sounds like silly, like games, like continued games. Like Mats and I will play like cup pong on like Apple text message games and like crossword stuff, like things that like go over the entire course of a day or multiple days, where it's like you have a moment away to do something that is a very low stakes form of communication, because like you don't have to emotionally have the bandwidth to be there. You don't have to do anything like that. Like it can be a game where you sort of like unplug your brain, but you're doing it with your partner. And I think that's like a nice way to kind of remain just connected within like the same atmosphere of it. My other advice is like, I just think whatever it is, you and him really need to be on the same page, because I would really struggle with this because I have ADHD, so I do not have great object permanence. So I don't want to say I wouldn't miss the person, but like it would be like they didn't leave. And then when they come back, I'm like, oh my God, fun, yay. And if they were looking for me to like have like a lot of like verbal, I miss you, and like to like really feel that kind of a thing, I have inadvertently hurt people's feelings before because I don't have the same concept of time as they do. And so for me, it's like if a friendship drifts apart, I'm like, oh, no time has passed for me, but other people can interpret it that way. And I think like making sure that you and him are on the same page with like what you view as like bids of connection and like moments of that, and like what your expectations and your goals are with it. Because also like you could be thinking like this is his forever job, but if he's making X amount of money, he can retire early. He might be like, I don't ever want to retire. Like I want to do this for so long. And as long as you're on the same page with like, is quality time like watching a show together in bed quiet, or is quality time getting out of the house together? Like all of those different things, so your expectations are aligned.
Yeah. I have the same thing where like somebody will be like, I miss you, and I'm like, we've been texting, or like like it's I'm like it.
I don't have the concept of it the same way, and like it's not like a negative thing. It's not like I don't miss a person, but like I don't know how to miss things.
Yeah, I mean,
that exist.
You and I physically don't hang out a lot. But
and see, that doesn't make sense to me. I'm like, of course we do.
Yeah, but like we talk for hours and text all the time, but we're just not a lot of times. Like when we do things, we do hang out, but like just physically, we're just not.
Yeah, and then there are other people that like, in general, I find a lot of my friendships that I've had long term are better suited to be like that, because the other person also, it's like feels the same, but then there's other. Like, I also don't know how to show up for people in a way that's, like, an expectation of time passing in a way that, like, I have to have, like, an emotional response to. And, like, I know that I'm disappointing a a person by saying that. And I think that is, I don't know, I think it's more common than a lot of people know. And like, I would be like very good at being a partner of someone like this, but I don't think that the partner would like that.
Yep,
like, because I think
same.
they would miss me. They would miss home. And I would be like, cool. Like, happy you're here. Like,
Home is where
like
the
that.
heart is. Like,
Yeah.
my heart's here, your heart's there. We're together.
Yeah.
Also, I just want to put this out there. It's just like making sure that when you have your times where you can connect, that is designated time, that you're also not like, this is my alone time to unwind from what I'm going to. And also, this is like time that I'm going to spend with my friends instead.
Yep.
So you have to keep that in mind too when you're making this schedule and figuring out how to see each other. But some people like have long distance relationships for a long time. And I know that y'all are physically in the same area, but think of it kind of like a long distance relationship where you schedule that specific time to be together. And you just kind of have to figure out how to make it work.
Yeah. And I think like as long as you keep communicating the expectations, because a lot of times there's a lot of people who work in the trades or blue collar who have like very traditional relationship breakdowns. And like, you know, you want to work. If you don't want to just be at the house, you don't want to be the one supporting you, even if like he makes more than enough money, you still have like a career and a passion for something like that. That needs to be a continued conversation, because like sometimes people can get in other people's heads and it's like, you're not making me lunch. And it's like, that's not how our relationship works.
No.
And like that needs to be communicated in a way where it's not like everybody has their own expectations and like how their relationship like works for them, and thinking like we'll never be those kinds of people or we'll never want that is unrealistic, as opposed to being like, okay, if you start to feel this way in the future, what's our game plan? Like, how are we going to feel about this, and this? And like, if you are talking about at any point possibly having a pet or a kid or anything, responsibility wise like that, like what's our breakdown of this ahead of time? Because some people do think if they are making like great money, and like trades are reliable money, if they're making great, consistent, reliable money, that eventually they will be able to like not offload, but like take away responsibilities from other people of being like, oh, well, we don't have to worry about that because I have the money. And that's not, some people work to live, other people live to work.
Yeah. Yeah. My friend works from home and her husband doesn't. And she found herself, because she was at home, that she was doing a lot of the household chores, not because he was asking her to do it, but she just felt like, you know, I'm here, let me meal prep for the week, or I'm here, I'll be the one to do all the dishes, even though she was also working full time from home. And so she, like, one of her goals for this year is to reevaluate what that time is and what it looks like. And also, like, if she needs to get out the house to feel like she's not working from home, then that's what she does.
Yeah. Mats has to constantly remind me of that, where I'm like, I'm sorry I didn't get more done today. And he goes, you're working. Like, just because you're working from home does not mean that like this is on you at all. And like it's something where your brain is like split, where it's like, if I feel like I'm at home, I have to be productive because I work from home, but I also live in this home. So if I'm going to be productive, then I'm cleaning, I'm doing whatever tasks, and that's unnecessary if I'm putting that over my work because I think it's my responsibility just because it's more convenient or I'm home. And I'm like, no, but it doesn't have to be like that. But it can just be easy to get into those patterns of behavior.
Yeah, but you'll figure it out. You'll figure it out. And if anybody's listening has any tips, please let us know.
Woohoo! I was going to say, one of my favorite TikToks, and like the first woman I followed was a woman whose husband works in, I don't know if it was a specific trade or if he worked in construction, if it was just like she never specified and he just worked in like generally construction. And she would make lunches for him. And they were like so good that she was like, oh, I'll make them for you. He's like, oh, my coworkers like want these. Like they think they look so good. She goes, oh, I'll make them for him. And he goes, I told him you're charging. They'll make money for that.
Yeah,
so then,
I remember seeing her stuff for a while.
And I was like, wow.
She was somebody that I follow, but like it was when it got into that hole of I follow them, but I don't see their stuff.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna take a break.
You've got your hands full, but that doesn't mean you can't get a handle on your money at the same time. A People First plan from a Northwestern Mutual financial advisor can help lighten the load. From diapers to diplomas and beyond, you'll know exactly what to do and when. It's the right time to feel less overwhelmed and more overjoyed. That's a better way to money. Let's get started at nm.com. The Northwestern Mutual Life Insurance Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Hey, it's Sterling K. Brown from the Hulu original series Paradise. The next chapter begins as Xavier's search for his wife takes him above ground, and what he finds will change everything. It was never just about the bunker. Tune in and discover the truth lies outside. Paradise, the official podcast, is now streaming, and stream Paradise Season 2 on February 23rd on Hulu and Hulu on Disney+.
Kraft Mac and Cheese is better than 90s hip-hop. We'll remind you of your childhood without making you feel incredibly old. Kraft Mac and Cheese. Best thing ever.
Ooh, we're back. Did you see that Prince Andrew got arrested?
On his birthday?
Shut up. That's even better.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. I commented on like one of the BBC ones being like, do ours next. But wow. Wow.
Yep, I saw that. So there are people that are resigning from jobs here because they're being forced to or selling their companies off. Jump scare.
Melissa, that's apparently the photo that was taken after.
I did not see that.
Why is he treating the car like a dentist chair? Why is he fully reclined?
I think he was trying to hide, but he couldn't.
Oh.
I have seen there's a lot of people that are resigning or selling their companies off, and I'm like, but get arrested.
I just think it's like really crazy. Like, what is it? Wasserman was like kind of dragging his feet.
That's the main one. Like even the Olympics, he's still the chairman of the Olympics, and Karen Bass is like resign.
No, the way that everyone's like, what's he gonna do? And I go, I'm sorry, unless you're like fleeing the country to avoid like the feds knocking on your door, like I think it's crazy that you're having like time to like that this is a decision that you get to make. Like you should be in jail. Like you should be going to prison.
I thought it was wild that he got voted in, first of all, like days after the information came out. And then after that, he still hasn't, he's selling off his company. He's not resigning. He's still going to make millions of dollars off of his company. And then he hasn't resigned from the Olympic chair that he just got.
No, and I'm like, I'm just so confused why he has options.
Yes.
Like, the option should be flying to a country with a non-extradition policy or going to jail.
Or getting arrested. Like,
do you know what I mean? Like,
yes.
Whatever happened to fleeing the country? Now you're just sitting there weighing your options. Who gave you options?
Right. Why are you selling your company off? Why don't you just resign? You don't need the money where you're going anyway.
Who knows where he's going at this point? It's so fucking weird. It's so weird.
Also, there are people that are in the files that are not actually in the files. Like Whoopi Goldberg, for example, who somebody was just going to lend her a plane. It was asked. She did not ask directly. She asked, somebody asked on her behalf. And it was declined, but she didn't even know that it happened. So when you see that somebody's name is in the file, please read the information for why.
Yeah, and I do want everyone to remember, like, if you're going to go hee-hee-ha-ha at, like, not like a 911 dispatching call and, like, be like, oh, my God, like, we can laugh at, I don't know, someone called and said something ridiculous. Or, like, when someone is on TV and it's like, oh, I saw the monsters and they're chasing me. Where you're like, oh, my God, laughing, haha. Or if you want to, like, just call people, which I fucking hate this, but people, like, if you want to film someone on the street and be, oh, my God, LOL, crackhead. Oh, my God, LOL, mental health crisis, all that. And then you want to say that a completely unfiltered 911 tip line If you want to play detective all the time when people, like an actual crime is like taking place and being like, oh, you want to think a glove was planted, but all of these kinds of things, but you want to say that a anonymous person calling on a tip about a 911 hotline is without a doubt a verifiable offense. I'm like, you
in this
can't just
case,
take that
an FBI.
detective. Yeah, like you can't take your detective hat off then. Like you can't be like, well, that sounds suspicious. Suddenly now nothing seems suspicious. Nothing. It's all awful. It's all bad. And like even the stuff that's like speculation, people treating it like there's evidence that happened. And I think like having people talk about awful things it doesn't have to have happened for that thing to be awful. Yeah. Like that can be awful and it's awful enough on its own. It doesn't have to be like, well, let's find like this probably did happen and this is a whole cover up and all of that. And I'm like, okay, if there's evidence of that, for sure. But like the talking about this can be it.
Right.
Like, and that can be bad enough.
Also, like Tony Hawk, who they say that he got married on the island. And then Tony listed off all the places that he's gotten married, which I was like, why have you been married so many times, Tony Hawk? He's been married numerous times.
I had no idea.
I didn't either till he was listing it off. But somebody had literally photoshopped his wedding. He's like, there's photographic evidence on Getty Image of all the places that I've been married. This is a Photoshop.
4 wives. Hey, you know what? He gives a good effort. First wife, 3 years. Second wife?
I don't think 3 years is a
10
good
years.
effort.
Well,
10 years, yeah.
Is that? No, 8 years.
Yeah, that's still a good effort. I think anything over 6 is good effort.
5 years. And then last wife, been married since 2015.
Yeah, that's over 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Also, he got married first in 1990.
Yeah.
I just forget that he's like old.
Yeah.
He's 57?
Yes.
Wow. I want them to replace Shaun White with Tony Hawk at the Winter Olympics.
I think Tony Hawk just like does his own thing, you know?
He does the commentary for the Summer Olympics.
Mm-hmm.
But I just
Winter Olympics, it's not his field.
But if I close my eyes, I can use my imagination. I can make that half pipe a snowboarding run, and I don't have to hear Shaun White talking again. Because also, like, you've never heard more fanboys than the other commentators being, so Shaun, it literally, some of the commentary was just like them asking if Shaun has like been to all of these different countries. And then like, he's like, oh, my mom's going on vacation. They're like, where's your mom going on vacation? I go, tell me about
but also don't tell
him.
where your mom is going on vacation to strangers.
It's just so and they're just like obsessed with him. And I'm like, okay, I get it. Like, you love Shaun White. Like, he is your hero for sure. I would actually like to hear the commentary about what's going on, not just all the different countries in the world that Shaun White has visited. And that was the opening Olympic ceremony. I've been there. You have. Tell us about that. No, I don't want to hear about it. Stupid.
All right, let's read some comments. So we've got a couple comments for last week. Moises said, I don't like looking at things that are cold. That was quoting me.
Oof.
And
I thought that's what they were saying. And I was like, tough for them.
Well, as I continue, as someone who lives in the Midwest, me too. So they agree.
That's a tough outlook to have when you are in the only place that seems to have any competition is like a fighting chance. If you're going to have an American team in the Winter Olympics, all from there.
And then Vildeck said, funny that you mentioned the Norwegian biathlete. That's what it's called, right?
So, yeah. And it does make me think of the news clip of first man who scaled Mount Everest, and get this, he's gay. I'm sorry. He's gay. I mean, he's blind. That's what when I was like, oh yeah, the biathlete, and I was like,
yeah, because when you said it last week, I was like, yeah, people are bi. Yeah. What about it?
And I can't not ever think about that. I'm sorry. Excuse me. He's gay. I mean, he's gay. He's blind.
They said, I've been laughing at this video interview for a whole week now. Love the pod. Been listening since the very beginning. Love from cold Norway.
Oh my God, our Norwegian. I'm so happy that when we get those things for ourselves, like when there is a hometown hero who is like not a hero. And you get to be like, we get to all publicly just like point and laugh. Like, I love that. It builds such community. And that's what the Olympics is all about. It's like us and the hockey brothers that everyone hates, myself included.
No clue who you're talking about.
They're evil.
Okay. And then in our DMs, Sarah, I don't think this is a Sarah that we know. Sarah said, there's so many of them.
We know so many Sarahs.
Sarah said about the cheating by athlete, I desperately need y'all to know that the main reason he apologized to his gold-winning teammate is that his teammate dedicated his gold to their teammate that died right before Christmas. And the guy that won gold was A, his best friend, and B, the guy who found his deceased body. And the cheater got all the attention. Oh my gosh.
Wow. That would solidify that not only would I never, ever get back with you, I'm fucking your teammate. I'm fucking your gold-winning teammate. That is, he goes, I'm actually sorry. He trauma candy salad that.
Yeah.
He goes, I know this is like sad, but like, I actually have another thing that's sad. It's like when people are like, oh, this really horrible, awful thing happened to you. One time my grandma was in the hospital and you're like, cool. Is she okay? She's fine. Totally not the same thing.
Right.
That this is one of those where it's like, okay. Because also he's not getting interviewed first. He without a doubt got interviewed second because he's he didn't get gold. Your gold medal first. And then he goes, so speaking of sad things, I in fact did cheat on my girlfriend and I am sad about it. Oh, that's where the sadness comes from. I am sad that she is upset with me because I cheated on her.
Right.
And the fact that it was like after like 3 months, which I'm going to say, that's not the worst cheating in the world. And you're going to compare it to the same conversation where someone's talking about your teammate who quite literally died. I've actually been through some stuff too. That girl I'm dating that I've been seeing for 3 months, your teammates might have not even met her yet. Imagine being the actually, you know what I didn't think about? The person he cheated with watching that.
They probably knew.
No, I'm saying they knew about the relationship, but like the fact that they brought it up there. Like, you should already feel embarrassed if you were the person who participated in the cheating. But then being like, oh, yeah, my 2 truths and a lie is going to be like, yeah, so I was the girl that he was talking about who cheated. Wow.
A lot of times, though, people that go after athletes truly don't care.
You know what? That never crossed my mind because I didn't really consider him an athlete in that sense.
Well, he was on the
Norway.
podium.
You're right. No, you're totally right. Because in my mind, I'm not thinking of it as the same caliber as other
offensive
sport. No, and be offended. So sorry to everybody. That's how my brain works. But you're right.
They probably love this.
Yeah, no, you're right. It's the attention of it.
Yeah. So I'll leave it on this note. Why so many people think engagement announcement for Meghan and Melisa, not birthday?
Wait. I was like, first of all, this photo is old. So like
it is. It's in our feed because I've posted it for your birthday.
I was going to say like I've seen this. Like I know this photo is taken years and years and years ago.
You're not even engaged in the photo. That's how old it is. It's actually from your birthday.
I know. And so I was like, okay. The fact that people are like, well, first of all, you've all seen this photo at some point before.
Yes.
And the engagement ones, I'm like, you know what? I just think we have a lot of people who are like, and I'm like, so my question, did you think I was engaged to Melissa? Did you think I called off my engagement to Mott's? Did you think Melissa was engaged? Like, what did you think? Because by the way, I'm already engaged. Did you think I got unengaged and regaged?
Right.
Were we gauged together? Or was it a separate engagement? And then someone was like, thought this was a coming out post. And I was like, that?
Right.
Wishful thinking. We are, in fact, related.
Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting.
Incest. Oh, my God. Woo.
Well, it's got a lot of views. So, it's bringing, I think it said like 90% are not people that follow the podcast account.
I wonder if it's people
thank
from my
you for
account.
the engagement. Yeah,
That's
I'm
so
sure
funny.
that's what it is.
You know what?
Insight.
Maybe we just need to start.
We are not queer baiting.
No. Hey, we're real people. And also, by the way, if you took this as queer baiting, I think you need to go get laid. I think if you read a sexual energy here, I think that's on you. I think we need to brush off those cobwebs, and I think you need to get back out in the streets.
Yeah.
Because you're having to, like, rewrite so many other stories. Like, again, like, you're having to, like, are Mott's and I keeping the house? Like, what's going on with that? Like,
But, like, you click on your page, and I feel like the last post was you posting about Mott's for Valentine's Day, was it not?
I don't think it was for Valentine's Day, but it's a picture of us at a wedding.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
91.6% of the views came from people that don't follow our joint account, our joint couple account.
Is it queer baiting, or are you just horny? That there was, and sometimes I like to, like, ruffle some feathers, get a rise out of people. Nowhere did I think that that's what this, like, that didn't even cross my mind.
When I told both my sisters about this, then they thought initially I was talking about the one that you put in the story from the game. And they were like, what is people's problem? But then
Is
later
it women's
they
basketball,
texted,
by the way? That's gayer.
Then they texted me later and was like, oh, we saw the photo. Now we get it. Both of them separately.
Guys, what is going on?
I
Everyone
don't
needs
know.
to get
But
laid.
the thing is, when it was posted before, it did not have the same
I know,
energy.
and I'm like, why is
I
it
don't
sexually
understand.
charged now? I think you guys are just horny.
Yeah.
I think
And
you're
that's
just
fine.
horny. No, and we support you in your endeavors and in getting where you need to go.
Right.
And we just
But
won't be there.
this picture is at least 7 years old.
I know. Like, not only have they seen it once before, you've seen it multiple times before. It's a great photo. I had just updated my phone, and so it wasn't giving, it was like all of my old stuff was only coming up first before, like, my face recognition stuff. So, like, nothing new was happening. It was just, like, re-downloading everything. And I was like, oh my God. Because I would have to scroll so far back to find that, but it was the first one that popped up. And I was like, that's fun. Forgot that existed. Let's do this.
Thank you all for being here. Megan's stretching with spirit fingers. Join us on Thursday where we'll be watching Cool Runnings, Disney's Cool Runnings.
Mm-hmm.
And that's on our other feed for But Am I Watching? Make sure you're subscribed over there.
It's lovely over there. It's a great time.
Redoing all our thumbnails.
And you can request things that you would like us to do and cover and watch.
The next couple weeks is going to be Bridgerton. Deal with it after that.
I loved Cool Runnings. That's your sneak peek. Okay, bye!
This is a Sister Sign production hosted by me, Megan Rinks.
And me, Melissa D. Montz, plus Diamond Imprint Productions.
Post-production by Coco Lorenz.
Production assistance by Melanie D. Watson.
And music by Ryan Hunter and Giacomo Picasso.